But why don't you walk us through the weather forecast that we're seeing this week, and then we'll get into the individual games from most impactful to least impactful.
Okay, yeah, sure. So if you bring up our precipitation charts here from our website, and we take a look at that here, we have a pretty good, decent low pressure system passing across eastern Canada. And this is going to essentially do two things. One, it's going to bring some scattered rain risks to the northeast and the mid-Atlantic states here over the next 24 to 48 hours, and also bring some heavier precipitation down into parts of the southeast with the trailing cold front. Behind it is the big story for winter lovers here. We're going to get a good deal of Arctic cold air that comes in behind this storm. It's already in the upper Midwest, as Sean mentioned, with his Chicago min temperatures dropping into the single digits. A lot of this cold air is going to move across the eastern states into the northeast here early next. So like we're talking about probably Tuesday morning, where we're going to have single digit and sub-zero lows into parts of the northeast, and especially in New England. So like in all honesty, this is probably going to be the coldest air mass that we've seen to date this winter. But impactful weather for football. Sean, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, and so, yeah, we're going to definitely see some cold temperatures, specifically for that Dallas and Philly game. Remember, that's our Saturday night game tonight. But as that front moves through, some of the more storylines here are going to be wind and also some precipitation that we're seeing. Some cold temperatures aren't going to be as much of a factor for most of our games on Sunday. So the main risk here, the big risk, is, at least in our eyes, is the Buffalo Bills game. The New York Jets are traveling to Buffalo. This seems to be the main theme for this year. Almost every week, I feel like Buffalo is involved with some sort of weather game. So you think they'd be used to it by now. But we are expecting winds for this game in the Buffalo region to be sustained 20 to 25. And what Colin's bringing up now for us is a wind gust map. This is a forecast map using a more high-resolution model. And we can see, I don't know, Colin, if you could kind of identify where the Buffalo region is. It's sometimes hard to see on these maps. But we're looking in the low 30s for wind. These gusts are going to be pretty persistent throughout this game. So you have Josh Allen. They're trying to fight for, what are they trying to fight for, the number 2 spot in the AFC East right now, Colin?
Right, yeah. So if the Chiefs and the Bengals lose and the Bills win, they get the second seed. So
yeah, so I mean, they're going to be starting at least their players. I mean, I think for me the bigger risk is right now they are like 17-point favorites. So if they start to get ahead by this large margin, are they going to keep the Allens and the Diggs and the offensive starters in there, or may they take them out? So we'll see on that. But definitely, wind is definitely going to be looking like a factor in this game.
I do want to point out that this wind direction, we're talking about like 20 mile per hour sustained winds with gusts in the 30s. The wind direction is out from the southwest. So it's more of a westerly component, but it's a southwest. The field at Buffalo, the Buffalo Bills Stadium, is a northwest to southeast oriented field. So this is this is pretty much a crosswind event. So this is enough wind, enough of a cross component to the wind to push the football from one side of the field to the other when going from one end zone to the other.
So before we get into specific game impacts with the Buffalo, is there any other weather for the forecast we want to do, or do we want to just jump right into this game as Sean already started to?
Well, yeah, I think this is going to be our highlight, but just a few other things to mention. We could talk about those risks after we talk about the Buffalo, but we are expecting some rain risk in Baltimore. As Mike mentioned, that front is going to pass through, and as a result, we are expecting periods of potentially heavy rain in Baltimore for this game as the Pittsburgh Steelers are there for their last game of the year. And then we're also maybe expecting some rain for the New York Giants game. We're not really overly concerned about that game. It may only last a quarter or two, not overly high precipitation rates. And then the other game that we were actually just kind of discussing is the New England Patriots are traveling to Miami. And with that front basically draping down the eastern seaboard here, there could be some scattered thunderstorms in the Miami area with some elevated wind as well. So this is definitely something that we are going to be potentially monitoring over the next 24 hours.